Adesina Koiki here at Big East Men's Basketball Media Day in Madison Square Garden, joined now by Butler's Roosevelt Jones starting his senior season. First of all, Roosevelt, thank you so very much for joining us. Another successful season in a Butler shirt. Just how much joy do you get, not just having a successful season, but having a successful season at one of those, I guess, smaller budget schools, but being in a bigger budget league? Just, is it extra gratifying that you're doing it at a school like Butler?
Oh, yeah, it's always more gratifying when you're doing a school like Butler with the history that it has and the past history, like back-to-back Final Fours when I used to be Cinderella teams in the Horizon League. Now we're in the Big East. We're still kind of a small school team compared to everybody else, so it's good when we get to do good during the tournament.
Do you have a chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, I always got a chip on my shoulder. People always doubt my game and how I play, so it just motivates me more to come out and work even harder.
How does that work? Because, as you said, there are people, nice people, mean people all over that will either doubt your game or just question your game in terms of its effectiveness, although it's very effective, in terms of the style, I should say. Okay, it does motivate you, but anytime you hear that, what do you really think? Do you just cut that noise out? Like, what do you think when you hear those people questioning the style of your game?
When I was younger, it used to bother me because some coaches used to tell me I wasn't a Division I player. So back then, it used to bother me. So I just kept working even harder to try to prove people wrong. And now, whenever I hear it, it really doesn't bother me. I just keep playing my game. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I stick to my strengths, and it hasn't failed me yet. So I'm just going to keep sticking with it.
There has to be a person or people that doubted you, that their words still stick with you. Is there a person or people, and you can out them, okay, who doubted your game and it really stuck with you and you really wanted to prove him or her wrong?
Oh, yeah, it's a few people. I won't say names, but a couple of Indiana writers, they used to talk bad about me during my freshman year, saying that I wasn't Division I player, type caliber player. So I think they came around now. They're on my good side. They don't really have any problems with me, and they support me how I play now.
Do you have those newspaper clippings still saved?
Nah, they're all gone now. They used to be in my old phone.
I was about to say, you had saved them at one point.
Yeah, I definitely saved it for one point, but they're in my old phone.
Last season, such a successful season, and even with the prestige and the name of Butler University, even recently with Coach Brad Stevens when he was there, the 2 Final Fours, many people still thought that you came out of the blue, winning, going to Battle Atlantis, having a couple of big wins, going to the NCAA tournament, beating a Texas as well. How would you describe last season?
Before the season, we had set goals on our list, and we almost completed all our goals. We didn't complete every single one, so we knew coming in the season that we was going to have a really good team, stay focused. Everybody doubted us because we had the coaching change. We didn't know who was going to be the head coach. People didn't know if Holtman was a good enough coach, but we all stayed together and stuck with it, and we had a pretty successful season.
I guess what's the biggest difference now going into this season compared to last season? You mentioned the instability or state of flux at the coaching position. Now Chris Holtman entrenched as the head coach. Just, is there a different vibe going into this season compared to last season?
Oh, yeah. Last season we had media outlets come in. Holtman was trying to put some of his things in and some of the old things in last year, so we had to kind of balance out both things. But this year, Holtman, he's putting his imprint on everything, and so we're going with him. We're going to be a kind of fast-paced team this year, so we'll be ready to go this year.
You'll be a fast-paced team this year?
Oh, yeah. Kind of things that we focus on is running and gun and running the floor. We don't want to run plays. We want to make sure we get up and down the floor, and Holtman's, he's really been conditioning us for that.
Do you think that will fit your style?
Yeah, I think it fit my style. With running and gunning, we're also going to slow it down and run our plays like we normally do. So we're going to have a little taste of both, try to change it up this year.
How much are you going to miss Alex Barlow, and how do you replace a guy at the point like an Alex Barlow?
It's hard. It's almost impossible to replace a guy like Alex Barlow, but Tyler Lewis, he's going to come in and try to do his role. He's going to do what he's good at. He's a good scorer, and he's a good passer. On the defensive end, he's learning the defensive tendencies, but a guy like Barlow, you can't teach some of the things he does, some of the instincts that he had on the defensive end, how he get steals, and how he remember all the defensive scouts. So there's just things that he had that you can't replace.
Do you like being called Rosie?
I mean, it's a nickname. The reason that nickname became is my freshman year when the radio announcer he came up to my parents and asked what my nickname was. My dad, that's what he calls me. So he told the radio people that he calls me Rosie, and ever since then it's stuck. It's stuck with him. So that's my dad's fault that the name has stuck, but I'm used to it now.
It's your dad's fault. It sounded as if you were too warm to that at the very beginning.
Yeah. At first I was like, why are they calling me Rosie? Then I had to. My dad finally told me how it happened, but yeah, it's fine now. I don't really have any problems with it.
I can give you a couple of nicknames. Chip, as in chip on your shoulder. Chip, or newspaper clipping. I can call you newspaper, or paper.
Yeah, whatever works. I just want to play good on the court.
And you play very well on the court. Roosevelt Jones of the Butler Bulldogs. We'll wait for you to give us permission to call you Rosie. Okay, Roosevelt Jones of the Butler Bulldogs, thank you so very much for joining us, and best of luck and success to the Bulldogs and yourself in 2015-2016.
Thank you for having me.